Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello. Welcome to the KVJ show. Got two sleep-deprived co-hosts here with me today. Trying to just make it through.
I should have had coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I fucking going Fresca? What the shit is wrong with me?
I need some caffeine.
Yeah, the day I don't get Mountain Dew in me.
Everything wrong, Kevin. We just played
doing it right, huh?
every move wrong.
Just not doing it right.
Remember I was on here Monday blowing Fresca? Oh, it's so great. I'm over Fresca.
yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
That is some bullshit. Fuck Fresca. Get it trending.
Get a do.
Not feeling it.
I was so gung-ho to, let's go ahead and get healthy. Man, because this is I've been drinking this and just water, and this is just fucking shit, man.
Is it better than water?
It is better than water,
Yeah.
but no. Yes and no. The flavor's good, but these kind of drinks, these watery with the flavor, they make my throat feel weird. For some reason, I don't know.
It's called chemicals and early onset cancer.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Well, at least you realize that.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
My
Going through
will
life.
again is in my Mac computer.
Yeah?
My will.
Okay.
You fuckers are on there.
All right.
You got a password on that thing?
I do. I'm sure Virginia could figure it out.
I can figure it out in about 30 seconds. I won't say it on the radio because it's a password for everything, and it's his ATM code.
No, it's
and it's how
not.
you get in his phone.
That's not true. Now she's just being a witch.
You get in one thing, you get in everything.
She's not off though. She's not that off.
Not that hot.
I did a deep dive into that McDonald's stuff. You know, you can go on eBay and buy McDonald Land Playground stuff that we were talking about. You can buy the whole setup for $21,000 and build it in your backyard.
Whoa,
If
that's
you-
kind of cool.
Well, if you had,
That's actually a lot of money, so no, I don't know.
if you had fuck you money,
But if you were going to build a playground for your little snot-nosed kids anyway in the backyard, those things are expensive. You're looking at dropping like 10, 12 grand. Like
if you're doing a full gorilla, a legit
full gorilla,
one,
yeah. With like a covering and all that. They're not cheap.
Are kids as passionate about McDonald's today as when I was a kid?
No.
I don't think they are. To your reasons earlier you listed on the show.
Yep.
I don't know if they're marketing to kids anymore. The playgrounds are gone. The characters are gone.
Right.
The Happy Meals got fucking healthy. What kid wants to be? I'm sorry.
The toys aren't as good.
Yeah, I
they
mean-
don't have the collector glasses. They don't have the collector toys.
That's not sexy for the kids.
Remember on the
Ugh.
placemats?
Sorry. That sounded weird. That's not sexy. You're like,
Remember the placemats
Tell
on
me,
the
how
tray?
do you make things sexy for the kids?
Hey, kids. You want to be sexy?
It's just not exciting for the kids.
Everything used to be kid-centered at McDonald's. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Ever since they started that McCafe bullshit, I think they took their eye off the kids and started going after Starbucks dime.
And I really do love McDonald's. The core of I love the Big Mac. I love their fries. I think they have the best fast food fries out there when they're at their best.
Yeah. I hear you.
I love their ketchup too. Look, I'm a fan. I'm confused, baby.
And it's kind of interesting, though, that you can kind of get the stuff and rebuild it. So that person who made their own room of their house into a mini McDonald's, I guess you could do that, too, if you had the money and really wanted it.
That's cool.
I was thinking about turning one room with a bunch of vending machines in there for a backdrop. Maybe even a podcast studio, but it might be too small.
It'd be fun. I'd seen somebody one time. You know what's cool about it? They had a soda machine. I don't know why it was so much cooler. I guess it's because it just felt free. You felt like you were cheating life. But when you wanted a soda, instead of getting it out of the fridge, which is probably even easier, you would go up and you'd hit the machine, whatever button you wanted, and it would kick it out for you. And you're like, that was really cool.
But it's an art piece too. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's decor for your place.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was just weird. There's some added joy to getting a snack or a beverage out of a vending machine than just pulling it right out of a refrigerator.
Yeah, I have a Coke cooler that I bought at, where's that fucking store you buy adult stuff for your house?
Adult Video Warehouse.
Oh, Home Goods.
I know you got some butt plugs from there.
Yeah.
No, we get our butt plugs for free here. Remember, people send them to
From
us.
Adult Video Warehouse.
Yeah.
They're a sponsor.
What was I saying before the fucking witch interrupted? You know what? It wasn't that
Buying
good.
adult stuff.
Wasn't that good of a story.
Home Goods.
Oh, Home Goods. What did I buy? Oh, the Coke thing. Jeez.
Wow. Damn.
To your point, Kevin.
Yeah. Sleep is really important. I always talk about it. And
Somebody didn't sleep in his sleep number bed. You can tell.
I have not. I've been really struggling with this. I'll shut the fuck up. I know people don't like when I go on about my sleep problems, but I am in a run right now.
okay.
But yeah, the Coke machine. I'm bailing on that story. I'm bored. It's not that good.
All right. Well, we'll move on then. Ryan sent in an email you might like about it. Heard Jaybird tell a story of Glenn's grandparents' encounter with aliens that they had seen, and I decided I would tell my own story for you. It was around 10 to 13 years ago in Fort Pierce. We were hanging out on South Hutchinson Island at a hotel, currently Hutchinson Island Plaza Hotel and Suites.
Okay.
It was late at night, and we're outside on the dock going to the inlet. There were about 4 to 5 of us walking back through the parking lot when I noticed something in the air. I looked up, and I saw a small sphere. It was about 15 feet away from the 4-story balcony of a hotel room. It was something a little bigger than a basketball and gray metallic looking, but not shiny. It was hovering there, directly above the pool of the hotel. I watched as I walked for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and I was about to tell my friends to look up when suddenly it took off. The way it moved was nothing like anything I'd ever seen before or since. It went from hovering to quickly jetting up, but it moved in a curved path, almost like a J. It went up and quickly disappeared from sight, but it changed speed at an incredible rate, like the snap of a finger. I felt like whatever it was noticed that I was watching and left to avoid me showing the others.
Wow.
I'm pretty skeptical of all the alien and ghost stuff. Still a little weird and whatever fan, but I've told this story many times to friends, but ultimately shrugged it off. I'll say that the video of the pilots trying to lock onto the object hovering above the water looked very similar to what I saw that night. Since then, I've gone from writing the experience off to really wondering, what is it I really did see?
So the thing they're talking about is the thing I brought up the other day. They're all over the air. They don't know what they are. They're zipping up. They're zipping down. They're shooting into the sky. They're diving into the water, and nobody knows what they are. And the thing that is really that blew my mind. This has been going on for a long time. We're talking decades and decades that those things have been in the air and they don't know what the fuck they are.
Well, they're obviously the aliens, and the aliens are so much more technologically advanced when it comes to travel than we are that we can't wrap our tiny little pea brains around what the F they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they go so fast.
I think, too, that's always with the naysayers. We can't have aliens. They can't travel that fast. There's no technology.
They're ahead of us.
Well, we don't know what's going on the other side of the universe. How do we know what we have here on Earth is the same way that they think?
Obviously, they got better shit than we do.
Yeah, well, the thing that's very, very awesome is some of these ships they think they found, they're not these ships that crashed that happened, a year ago. These are possibly artifacts from centuries ago, possibly. The one dude, Bob Lazar, he claims to have back engineered some of this stuff, helped back engineer what they found, and he really believes these are artifacts, not something that just happened.
Mm-hmm. The unexplained.
You explained the unexplained.
Ryan said, also, as for the vivid dreams after the COVID vaccine you're talking about, I had never heard of this until today, but it is definitely something that rang a bell. I don't get many dreams as a daily marijuana user, almost never, but I have noticed that since my first vaccine, I've had several vivid dreams. One of them was so disturbing it ruined my entire day. I punched an old lady for some reason and was ruining my life being charged for assault on the elderly. I really woke up thinking that my whole life was ruined. Anyway, it seems to have slowed down, but for me to even have a handful of dreams, I remember over a year's span is a big deal. Usually only happens when I am sick or cut way back on the THC intake. Thanks for all the laughs and the entertainment as always.
Yeah, I just heard a few people say that they've had vivid dreams after the vaccination, but don't fucking email me. I ain't trying to get all controversial.
Political.
Yeah, I'm just letting you
Yeah.
know what people are telling me.
Don't
Yeah.
let it ruin your day, too. If you punch an old lady in your dream, it's not real. It's just a dream.
Do you guys ever get that when you're, I know you guys don't have a lot of dreams or a lot of bad dreams, but there'll be times where I'll be having a really terrible dream, kind of like what's going on in that dream where you've done something horrific or someone's after you, and towards the end of the dream, you realize it's a dream.
Yes.
And you start to pull yourself out of it.
Totally.
And then you wake up and go, fuck, that was awful. Does that that happens to you?
All the time.
So in your dream, you can recognize it's a dream, but it may
Yes.
take you a while.
At the end,
Yeah.
I recognize finally, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up.
Yep.
And you think you force yourself to wake up from that dream?
I think I do. I think there's times where I can control my dreams, and there's times they're just happening. And there's a certain type of dream where I'm making decisions with my own brain, like
Okay.
almost like a video
It
game.
goes from dream bird to
I'm
conscious bird.
Yes, I'm in my dream, but I know what I'm doing. And then there's other dreams where I'm basically it's a fucking nightmare. You have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Fascinating stuff.
When's the last time you had a dream? Do you remember?
I dream every night. The ones that I remember are few and far between. It's kind of odd because it's usually right before you wake up. There may be something that's going on that kind of sticks in your head. And I remember for a while. It's kind of odd. Maybe I'll remember for the first minute I'm awake and then they kind of just poof. And I'm like, yeah, what was I dreaming? I don't remember.
Isn't that strange how
It
we can't? I mean,
is.
Yeah.
you'll think there's no way I'm going to forget this. And seriously, seconds later, you can't
forget
recall
it.
it.
Well,
Right.
it rocks you so bad. At least it rocks me sometimes that I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, that was awful. Thank God it was just a dream.
I know.
And then poof, you can't remember what it was that got you so upset.
The worst is when you are, let's say we're talking right now, we're having a conversation, and I was to fall asleep. But as I fall asleep, this is still going on in my dream, and I think it's going on. That can happen where you're almost half dream, half reality.
Yep.
And weird shit is happening.
I'll be sleeping with the TV on, and I will work the scenario on the TV into my dream.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, but you know that it's you're half in and out. It's kind of, you're not hallucinating. You know it's a dream
Right.
once you wake up.
Yeah.
It's not like you wake up and go, what the fuck was that? Did I see something? You know it was a dream.
It is terrible to have one of those dreams where something awful is happening to you.
Oh, the worst one is when I
Yes.
found my little sister's head cut off down at Jonathan Dickinson, and her face she had a smiley face that was stitched on. I didn't tell you that dream before. I might have.
No.
I think I might have.
They stitched a smiley face on your dead sister's head?
I couldn't find her. I was watching her, and then I lost her at Jonathan Dickinson Park. And then all of a sudden, it shows me looking down the water, and I pick up this thing, and it's her head cut off with a smiley face stitched on it. And I woke up like, oh my God, is my sister okay?
That is
and
messed
this is why I don't watch twisted shit.
Yeah, you
I've
watched
never had a dream
too
like
much-
that.
That was a dream as a kid. That one stayed with. I was like 9 when I had
Because
that.
you watched horror movies when
Yeah,
you were 9.
Right.
It was, I think, not the horror movie. I think it was the real life shit that got me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and shelter my kids from that.
Should I have not told that story?
Does your sister know?
Oh yeah, my family. I'm notoriously known to be the worst sleeper in my family.
Did you tell her about the stitched
Yeah.
smile?
She fucking thought I was horrifying.
Yeah.
What
It's her
is-
face.
What do you think she's gonna say?
Yeah. Lori had sent an email, said, I don't know how they can require people to be vaccinated because look what happened on the cruise ship where everyone was vaccinated and 2 people still got COVID. Shows how well the vaccine works, doesn't it? Well, you know, I like the conversations about it, but from what I understand, I'm no scientist or anything, but, you know, the vaccine itself cuts down your chances to get the coronavirus, and then it lessens the symptoms, right, and reduces the chances of death.
Right. It's only 95% effective. So there
Yeah.
are, out of
Right.
100 people, still 5 motherfuckers that are going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I had even seen the Phoenix Suns, their point guard, had the vaccine, and he just got COVID, and he's going to have to miss the game. He has to go into the COVID protocol, and he's like, "What the fuck, man? Like,
it
I
happens.
got the vaccine," and so, yeah, that's going to happen. So
What would suck is you get the vaccine, you get that sickness, how some people get, and then you get COVID and they get sick.
Right.
That would really suck. I know some people, when they get the vaccine, they feel fine. Some people are down and out for about a day or two.
Yeah, no, some people have. I mean, I'm still kind of watching, seeing what's going on here, and trying to make the good decisions based on what happens. I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. I just, a lot of times for me, I like natural stuff, and I try to stay away from things made in a lab or whatever as much as I possibly can. I guess I do have some trust issues with pharmaceuticals and science, honestly, if I had to be honest with it. But I've talked about that.
Oh, that look.
Yeah, and it's good to question and not just trust everything that's put in front of you and do your research. That just makes you a smarter person.
Well, I'm not worried about death from COVID. I feel like I am in good enough shape, and I've had it once before. Hopefully I have the antibodies. People are asking, did you get that antibody test? Freaking went to the MD now, and they can't get enough blood out of me.
They think they did. They barely got 4 vials
Did
out
you
of
go
him.
when they're dehydrated?
He shut down.
Did they get enough for the, because I think they needed a separate vial just for the antibody test, didn't they?
I think they got enough. He said he thought it was going to be enough to do what they needed to do, but Kevin's veins just gave out. They just went, no more.
Well, they don't believe, like I go in and I tell these medical professionals, and I think they've got a certain arrogance, to it, and I get it, because if you do this all the time, like, I got this.
They're
Don't
like,
worry.
look, I went to phlebotomy school.
Yes.
Sit down, douchebag.
And they're like, dude, we'll get it. Don't. And then they get to my vein, they're like, holy shit, what's going on? And I'm like, I'd be like, I hate to be like the I told you so guy, but
Told you so.
I baffle all these people. They just go, and it's the craziest thing.
You have the same exact veins as I do. They'll give you a little bit in the beginning, but then they shut down, and then you can't find another one.
Yeah.
I've had them have to go in my hands.
We all have BAVs? Because I got some bitch ass veins too.
You do too?
When I have to, there's times when I would donate blood, they would have to prick this arm, prick that arm.
I've got stuck like 5 times for them trying to find a vein just to do medical tests.
If I don't drink a shit ton of, and I have to start drinking as soon as I wake up. If I have an appointment at 3 p.m., I have to drink water all day long. If not, they can't get anything out of me.
Yeah.
I'm dry AF.
Yeah. So that's basically my first step is I want to see, do I have the antibodies or not? Because I'm seeing, what's going on with that. And
You should have those results relatively quickly.
Yeah. So that's really kind of step one in my, journey of vax or not vax. And so, I'm kind of going through it and listening to all the stories that are out there. And to me, I like hearing conversations about it. That's why, to me, I don't like our era where we can't talk about anything without people freaking yelling, because I like to hear people's sensible discussions about things, because then, I can learn and hear different opinions on stuff.
Absolutely. You're working it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so that's step one. So hopefully they did get enough blood, and I'll know, do I have the antibodies? And then, be like, hey, I've seen 3 reputable studies that seem to say that you have just as much protection with the antibodies as antibodies with the vaccine. So if it wouldn't do any extra good to get the vaccine, why the heck do I get the vaccine unless I want to see the Foo Fighters?
Which you would like to see the Foo
I
Fighters,
know,
but
and-
they're not coming to Florida.
Yeah. And it's weird. My wife, same thing. She's like, really had no desire to get the vaccine. And then oddly enough, when I mentioned the Foo Fighters, she's like, well, maybe I will get the vaccine. I'm like, what?
The Foo got it?
Yeah, it's so odd what everybody's price is. I'm like, I didn't know you were a Foo Fighters fan. But for some reason, you mentioned Foo Fighters. Like, yeah, maybe I will get the vaccine. I'm like, okay, all right.
Maybe she wants to get it so you guys can go together to the concert because she knows how much you love
Yeah,
the Foo.
I think it was. So,
Aw.
yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see where this journey takes us. We're having it. This is kind of an interesting eye-opener, too. I had a couple things. One, I want to say thanks to everybody that sent emails about the tooth thing that I'm going through.
Yes.
Endodontist or something like that. I can't remember what the name they call these
It's
people.
the specialist.
Yeah, it is. So, it's something that I've got to do where they kind of do more of the root canal stuff. And I think that's what it is. But oddly enough, a couple of people had said maybe you got a sinus infection, that they'd had that. 2 people had sent me that's what they had, it was a sinus issue putting pressure on their jaw, and that's why they were getting the pain. I'm like, that's odd.
That is odd.
So, yeah, who knows with that? So I'll check with that. And people have given me other places to check because I can't get an appointment till the 29th.
Which is just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It sucks, though, because, like, they know you're in pain, so you have to sit, basically, and just suffer till the 29th.
This isn't how it works, honestly.
Yeah, they're like, and they got me on the waiting list. If anybody cancels, they'll call me up, and there'd be something where I'd have to just whatever's going on. Like if the show's going on, I'd be like, sorry guys, we got to go.
I get it, but it just still sucks.
Well, because it puts me in a position, like I was just saying, I don't like taking those kind of drugs, and I have to pump ibuprofen and aspirin, or I can't function. I can't sleep, or I can't concentrate. So it's putting me where I don't want to be. So yeah, so I am going to try today. I'm going to call all the other doctors, see if I can get a quicker appointment to try to get this thing done so I can get off my aspirin and ibuprofen kick.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you take pain medication intravenously instead of by swallowing a pill,
yeah.
is that better for your liver and kidneys?
I would imagine so, but I'm not a doctor and I don't know, but that makes perfect sense.
Can we get this dude a morphine drip?
I'm not a doctor, but I will answer that question, Virginia. Yes, absolutely.
So at some point, you got to stop taking Tylenol and ibuprofen and Advil.
I'm just letting you know, as an outsider listening to this, it is weird that you have to wait that long to get some remedy for your pain. That's just odd.
They're just saying that they're booked. That's it. Apparently, they're that popular and that good, or maybe they only have one. I don't know what it is, but for whatever it is, that place, I can only get the one.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, crazy. So, anyway.
Well, he can't be the only game in town. If you want me to make a call.
I think.
Yeah, like I said, I got places today I'm going to be calling.
Okay. All
right.
Yeah. Well, you know, I
Mind
got that guy.
Mind your own business. Isn't it?
He buys spots from the radio station.
Yeah,
I've had him for 20 years.
I'll have you try it as well. I'm going to be making some of those calls today, see if I can't get something quicker.
All right.
So, but it's just kind of interesting. All the people have had different tooth remedies and issues and things that they've done.
You are not alone.
I'm not. No, there's a lot of people that are going through stuff. So thanks for all that.
Imagine your teeth back in the 1600s, how fucked they were. I mean, they must have...
They must have been a disaster.
You must have had a good run from, age 2 to 3, and that was...
That's why life expectancy was like to 30.
Oh, if you lived to 30, you're like, oh, shit, I'm so old.
I'm old AF.
Mm-hmm. So that was interesting stuff to learn about. Also, this is kind of interesting as well about termites, something I had to deal with. Not too long ago, we had a pretty good infestation on it. It was one of the ones where like, yeah, we got to go on ahead and tent your place.
And now Denny's is going through it.
Yeah, and got an email here from Jonna, and she said, yeah, we tented 3 times at about a 5-year period, and every time the swarms started, we were infested again and again.
Oh, my gosh.
They finally called Hewlett, which is who I went with, and found out there was an old nest on top of the central AC unit due to a small leak from condensation, and the tech laughed and said, sorry, but they never have to leave to find water. You guys are feeding them 24/7. Plus, we had the wood termites. They're the worst type, subterranean from underground. You tent, they leave, then they just come back through the same tunnels unless you treat that specifically.
Wow.
It was less cost for the initial treatment, around $1,400 after paying $1,500 3 times for tenting. And Hewlett renews coverage for each type termite for only $175 per year.
Yes, buy the guarantee, buy the warranty, buy whatever you got to buy. It's worth it. Because if you get it again, you're going to have peace of mind.
Right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they said, FYI, I found out that you should have no mulch around the outside walls. It hides their entry. No water leaking or left around the walls outside. We almost lost the house from years of damage nobody knew about until Hewlett found it through the attic. No insurance to cover more than $30,000 to fix the damage. Thank God my husband does all the work himself.
Wow.
I'd probably have walked away and let them foreclose. Would have been about at least $75,000. No more central. He put mini splits in each room. No ductwork. Found so much mold it was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just what sucks with life. You have something like that, all of a sudden you're just like, whether it be a tooth, whether it be termites, something like that just pops up and you're like, how much more money is this going to take, man?
It can bankrupt you.
Yeah, it is a real bitch. It's a pisser, but I get it. It's what happens.
Sorry, I'm just watching people fight and discuss the vaccination in the chat room.
I know people can't. People honestly, they
And
can't.
I'm not just saying that to bring back the topic of the vaccination. I'm just watching motherfuckers
Well,
this and going back and forth, and everyone just.
Jay-Bird loves fighting about the vaccination stuff. So if you want to get it going, send him a little private message.
I like online drama when it doesn't involve me. I know, Engineer Keith, it's not a fight. It's just a discussion. I'm just pulling your pud.
You are.
I'm
Hey.
pulling his pud.
Sexy.
Does he know about that?
Chat room, I'm just kidding. I know no one's fighting. I'm just kidding. Like, we're not fighting.
We're going to fight you, asshole.
I got a nice email from Michael here. Said my wife Laura sent in a birthday greeting, and I heard Kevin read it on the podcast. It made my day.
Aww.
I work at Publix, and I know how much Kevin loves the wings. Oh my gosh, they're the best.
He
It is. Oh,
needs them.
oh my goodness.
He wakes up thinking about them.
I do. I'm thinking about them now. In fact, I'm like, I really wish I had some Publix wings. And Jaybird loves everything, especially the trail mix. I'm a new listener, but this is the best show out there. Huge fan. Listen like a crack addict.
Aww.
And Virginia's my favorite.
Oh, fuck
go.
that.
We love our little crackhead.
Just kidding.
There you go. All right. I thought this was an interesting thought. Do you agree or disagree? Streaming services are making TV viewing worse. Some experts are saying they think the quality is diminishing in movies because they're going straight to streaming services and they no longer have to be good enough to lure people out of their homes and into the theater. Is streaming movies hurting the quality?
Yeah, because they're rushing shit out. And that's a great point. Everything's going right to streaming. You're not enticing people to go out and actually go to the movies. There's no competition. Of course it's going to be shit.
I have noticed, and I think a lot of it is because of the pandemic. So, I don't think right now is a fair way to judge. So I say this comment, but I also retract it at the same time, where there hasn't been anything over the last year movie-wise that has impressed me, lured me, excited me.
I finally got to watch that Wonder Woman a little bit,
Yeah.
not in Spanish, in English.
Yeah.
You're right, man. That's a shitty ass movie.
Right.
Gosh.
I want to see that Cruella, the story of Cruella de Vil, the villain.
I haven't heard much about it. I don't know. Is it any good or?
It's been on my radar because I follow it on Twitter and I've been watching. People said it was good. I think I would actually go to the movies. That would be like the first movie I would have seen in how many months? 15 months?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would
I know.
totally go.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a what?
Well, I turned Canadian. Oh, yeah. No, to answer your question, I am not okay. This all feels like a dream right now. I'm not kidding. I feel like
A little hazy wonderland.
I'm in a dream state right now, for sure.
Well, here's the one thing that I am noticing, not about movies so much, but it is about the TV shows. And there is a fundamental flaw with streaming and how things are done now with TV shows. I've already addressed it once, but I'm seeing it again. Remember I was telling you about Monarca, which it's a Spanish language Netflix that they had done. Very solid show. At the end of season 2, they left like a major kaboom, hole in the ground. It was exciting where they were going to take this thing. And then Netflix canceled and they said, we're not going to do it. And so all these characters, you invested all this time into 2 seasons and it's just gone. And this is happening more and more because these TV shows, to get people to continue to watch, they have to have these massive cliffhangers to keep you coming back from season to season and staying interested in the show. But then when they don't get renewed, you're like, okay, so how many seasons am I walking in? And now before I commit to watching a series, I do reviews on it to find out where it ended up. Is it still in production? Will it be? How did it end? Because when you end a show terribly with just no conclusion, like, why even get invested in the characters and go this path? And then imagine a movie, if they shut movies off halfway through and they're like, that's it, and they bring the lights up, you're like, what the fuck, really? It's over?
I just watched the series finale of The Queen of the South, the one from USA.
Yeah.
The one where they speak English, not Spanish. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a little Spanish mixed in, but it's mostly English. Their finale, it was a little cheesy, but it wrapped everything up in such a pretty package.
Yeah.
At the end, I was like, I'm so satisfied with how that
Right.
ended. Yeah, it was cheesy, but I loved it.
Yeah, you want that.
I
And-
got it.
Well, and this is going to be the big problem. And to me, they almost need to start putting some kind of disclaimer or warning that this show will end abruptly without a conclusion.
And you'll be pissed.
Before you jump, I'm not pissed if I haven't jumped into it. I'm pissed when I jump into it and I've watched 3 seasons and you made an amazing cliffhanger and then it's over. And they did this. There's an NBC show called Manifest. It had 3 seasons, and they just had their season finale, and there was a major character death and a huge cliffhanger that happened in the show, and it hit Netflix, and then they're like, nope, sorry, it's done. And now the producers of the show are like, well, they're hoping to find another network or a streaming service to continue the show, but they don't know. It might be it. So if you go to Manifest in 3 seasons, that's a good bit of time.
That is.
And then they kill off one of the main characters, and then there's a huge cliffhanger. And you're like, sorry, you'll never see this again. You're like, I don't want to walk away like that. They got to get that fixed. There's a big hole in how they're doing things, and I don't like it.
I don't know if they're going to fix it.
Well, honestly, I think if enough people start bitching, hopefully they will. Or they'll at least start writing finales
Before.
at the end of this. Yeah, either
Right.
one, they'll be like, hey, we've got enough to finish it, and we could end it here. Or have the option to bring it back, but the viewers aren't going to walk away devastated.
And pissed.
Right. You got to do one or the other. Either stop having those major cliffhangers at the end, or you got to write them differently or something.
I can't wait for that Outer Banks to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
The fall.
There was a show called Mindhunters, excuse me, on Netflix. That was really, I believe it was on Netflix. Really, really good. And I just heard they're not doing it now, or they're taking a hiatus. They're taking too much salary.
I don't know. Yeah, you have all these kind of problems all the time. A lot of it's the way that Netflix has things set up and what they consider to be profitable. And you could have a really solid audience, but it's not solid enough for Netflix to say, we're going to not invest this kind of money in this. But again, the concept of where they've left you hanging to try to bring you back for another season with a strong cliffhanger then is terrible when they decide to never do the show ever again. So, and that's happening.
For you Mindhunter fans out there, a Metal Beard Dan tells us they're on hiatus because of the actors, they think. So it might be coming back. I know we've talked about that before, and a lot of people were legit bummed out. That had some good heat behind it.
Well, I think sometimes what happens, too, is these actors, they don't know. They're waiting to find out if the show's going to get renewed, but they're actors, and a lot of them aren't millionaires.
Right.
They make good money, but they're not so wealthy they never have to work again. So they're getting other offers for other shows, and what now is happening, like I think this is what's going on with Mindhunters, or there was another show like this. I think it was the one that HBO did.
Vinyl?
No, it wasn't Vinyl. It was...
Rubber? Rubber?
Well, I'll probably throw you a couple more they're probably wrong.
Yeah.
I can't even talk.
I know. It's like we're really trying to keep this thing going, huh?
I am. I swear. I'm trying hard. I swear I am.
It was The Watchmen.
The
The
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
I
Yes.
think that was the one where they were kind of waiting, but then at the same time, actors are kind of getting picked off for other shows. And imagine now if you get on another show and it becomes successful, and they continually are filming second, third, fourth, fifth season. Somebody's like, I can't get back to do The Watchmen now because now I'm involved with this other project that I had to do because I didn't know if you're going to do another season of Watchmen.
I believe with this Mindhunters thing, what they did, Virginia, it was really based on legit serial killers. So the opening of every episode, it shows this real squirrely looking guy doing these weird fucking bizarre things, and you realize by episode 2 or 3 it's the BTK they're featuring. But that's all they only show him on the intro. They never bring him up, but every intro is the BTK, and I want to know what the fuck's gonna happen with that. And they got me really hooked on that show.
Yeah, so that's it. You kind of have those issues going on. And to the point, they're saying with Watchmen, it did end in a place where you're okay with it. But it could continue, one or the other. And to me, that's how every single season of these shows needs to end, where you could pick it up or you could not. You just can't end on these cliffhangers anymore if this is the style on how you're going to make shows. Because it is creating a lot of really devastating series where the cliffhanger is so extreme. You're like going, I can't walk away from this like this. This is terrible. Why would you guys? It's kind of a dick move, honestly.
It really is a dick move.
Like I said, it is like ending a movie right in the middle of the movie and you never make anything on it again.
Let me make you this pizza. Take 2 bites. Bitch, I'm taking it away now.
It's not right.
It ain't right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Virginia. I like the support.
And I saw somebody said the Outer Banks, July 30th.
Oh,
looks like. Yeah.
I don't have to wait till the fall?
Don't forget, too, put this on your radar, Virginia. Big motherfucking brother.
Oh, Big Brother. When does that start?
Someone sent me a link yesterday. I think they already have their cast.
Really?
I think so, because we're in June right now.
Could they already have them quarantined
Probably.
and all that?
I think they already have their cast. The chat room should know.
Because The Bachelor and Bachelorette had to do that. They casted and then they locked everybody up for 2 weeks.
Sometimes people some people really hate Big Brother.
Why?
I don't know. It's such a fun game.
It's so fun. If they pick good characters that have drama, it's awesome.
They do now, Kev. They pick a lot of the young fucks.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah. Good looking, hot. And then they always have one old fuck meeting someone my age.
That person gets kicked off first.
They're an immediate target. They want them out and they want the old person gone.
Well, the old person can't keep up with any of the physicality of the game.
Not true always.
Most of the time.
Crush that shit. I'm on a prime right now.
You would be great on Big Brother.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're my friend. You have to say these things.
I don't, actually.
You're right.
I would shoot straight with you.
No, you're actually kind of a... Yeah, no.
I'd be an honest dick if it was necessary. I think you would rock it on Big Brother.
Thank you.
What you don't have in physicality, smarts.
Booms. Their physicality sometimes is pretty weak,
Yeah,
too.
and a lot of that, too, they just give up because they're weak-ass bitches.
I will say...
He goes mind over matter.
I have seen a difference in attitude the last 5 years on that show, Big Brother, of just bitches. Whiny fucking bitches. How am I feeling? Fuck, they lied to me.
Yeah.
It's the game. Everybody lies to each other.
I'm aging out of Earth.
All righty. Well, that's going to do it for us. We got one more day left of the weekend. Friday. Yeah. See y'all back here tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.